Here we go. All right, so this is all 10 problems that are assigned for 3.9 practice problem here. So the key is we are evaluating the exact values of sine, cosine, tangent, and including the reciprocal ratios, cosecant, secant, cotangent of any given angle, and by using the reference angle here, okay? So then first problem is asking if the original angle theta is 3 pi over 4, then we're supposed to find the exact value of cosine of the angle. Okay, first you have to see which quadrant, which position on the unit circle its terminal side is placed. So then 3 pi over 4 is we start from the standard position 0, and it's a positive 3 pi over 4. Then I have to count the angle counterclockwise. And here, 3 pi over 4 means I have to have 3 pieces of pi over 4. Then pi over 4 here, so 1, 2, 3. Now 3 pi over 4 is here. So then this is the terminal side of theta, which is 3 pi over 4, all the way up to here. Then on this, we can utilize the reference angle of the original angle. So then reference angle is defined by the same terminal side and nearest horizontal axis. So here, this is the nearest horizontal axis. So now in quadrant 2, this piece highlighted in green is the reference angle of original angle theta 3 pi over 4. Then it secures us to utilize the coordinate in order to find the exact value. Since this one is happening on the unit circle, and the hypotenuse of this right triangle here that we are utilizing as the reference angle alpha has the coordinate negative radical 2 over 2, comma, positive radical 2 over 2. And as we remember, the x coordinate is the value of cosine and y coordinate is the value of sine. Then here, we are directly finding cosine of that position and with the reference angle in quadrant 2, and all we have to do is we look at the x coordinate, and that's the answer here. The x coordinate is negative radical 2 over 2. Easy. Are we good? Okay. Next one. Now, theta is given as a negative angle. It's negative pi over 3. Okay, then we need to know how to measure an angle negatively. It starts from the standard position again, and then this is 0. And from there, I would not go up to count the angle counterclockwise. In order to have negative angle, I have to go clockwise. From 0 clockwise, I'm going down. But how further? Just one piece of pi over 3. So here, the negative pi over 3 is this. So this is where my terminal side is at now, okay? So then that's theta, which is negative pi over 3. Then, since we're supposed to use reference angle, now with this given terminal side, the nearest horizontal axis is this part. Then now this is alpha itself, so it has to be the same, right? Then now, the right triangle for us to utilize is this way. So this is the right triangle here. Then it secures us to use the coordinate of the position. Here, cosine is again what? The x coordinate right here, and then the answer should be positive 1/2. Any questions? All right, it's good. Next one. Now I have to find pi over 6, but negatively. So from 0 in, I will go downwards, clockwise. How further? 1 piece of pi over 6. So in this case, my terminal side is here, and my reference angle, right triangle, will be this way. And then now this is my alpha. This is my alpha, right? Then here I do have the coordinate of the position. Then the trig ratio that we are supposed to get is not sine though. It's not sine or cosine though, it's secant. So what is a secant? So secant is the reciprocal of cosine. So now let's take a look at the exact value of cosine of that reference angle. So cosine of the reference angle alpha is x coordinate, and it was supposed to be radical 3 over 2. But then since we are finding secant, now secant of the alpha is 2 over radical 3. But the problem is, I don't directly see the choice among these options here. But look closely. When you know for sure the exact value is a 2 over radical 3, then one procedure that we discussed 2 weeks ago is rationalization. We're not supposed to put radical number on the denominator, so we want to rationalize the fraction. Then I do have radical 3, which is irrational number on the bottom. Then what I can do is I multiply the identical radical number from the bottom, top and bottom here. Then this will get you 2 radical 3 over radical 3 times radical 3 is 3, right? Then now I recognize the answer here. So remember, if you don't see the direct answer choice, then examine if you can rationalize to find the answer choice there. This is really important, okay? Are we all good? Okay, then let's move on. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay, now, this problem is weird. Usually we got the angle measure theta, but this is simply asking the unknown angle theta we have to find. This is what we have to find. Then, what angle theta would get cosine trig ratio -1/2. So this question is simply asking, what angle all over this unit circle would get cosine as the exact coordinate, exact value as -1/2? And then also, it restricts the theta between 0 to 2 pi. Then technically in unit circle, you can go as many times as you want through the circular motion. So if you start from 0 and you go all the way once, and this measures 2 pi. But you technically go again and again, so it's gonna be 4 pi, 6 pi, 8 pi. Or if you go clockwise, it could pass 0 and then it becomes -2 pi, -4 pi, -6 pi as well. But since this theta that we are finding currently is only between 0 to 2 pi, so from 0 and it's counterclockwise all the way makes fully circular motion and we stop. Okay, then strategically, we can only go by the x coordinate because x coordinate indicates the cosine value and which original angle gets the x coordinate -1/2, right? So here, x coordinate is 1, radical 3/2, radical 2/2, radical, just +1/2, and then 0, and here. Finally, we find here, so this is the first angle position, and negative radical 2/2, negative radical 3/2, -1, negative radical 3/2, negative radical 2/2, and here, -1/2 again, and that's this angle measure, 4 pi/3, right? Then there is no other x coordinate coincides -1/2. So then only option that we can get cosine with exact value 1/2 negative is 2 pi/3 or pi/3. Then let's examine what option that we have. The 2 pi/3 is there, but they didn't give us the answer choice 5 as 4 pi/3. So the only answer choice that we can choose here is 2 pi/3 right here. That's where the x coordinate, which is equivalent to the cosine value, is -1/2. It's that, right? But if we had 4 pi/3 as answer choice and they say select all apply, then you have to provide a 4 pi/3 as well. Okay? Question? Good? Okay, then now we're simply finding what's gonna be the exact value of cosecant of angle pi. Okay, then let's see where the pi is first. Okay, then this is pi right here. Then the original angle theta is from 0 all the way there. So this is theta, which is pi, right? Then the trig ratio that we are given to find is cosecant. Okay, then cosecant is a reciprocal of what? The sine, right? Then sine is the y coordinate. Here, so let's find sine exact value first. Then sine of pi must be the y coordinate, which is 0. But technically, 0 is 0 over 1. Why do I even bother to write 0 as a 0 over 1? Because what we are finding is cosecant, right? Then reciprocal of 0 over 1 is going to be cosecant of pi. Then if I flip it, it's 1 over 0. The problem is any fraction that has denominator 0 is supposed to be undefined, so the answer is undefined. That's why. Okay, right here. So this was really easy and simple. Okay, unless you guys have any question, I'm moving on. Okay, the next one. Now, this is simply asking what is the exact value of sine ratio if the given angle is negative pi over 4. So again, it's the same manner. First, we have to get rid of, First, we have to find the position of negative pi over 4, right? So negative angle from the standard position 0, I have to count the angle clockwise. How further? 1 piece of pi over 4. So I get this as terminal side, and it's still quadrant 4 here. Then now this is the position, and as we already saw the same positioning from the previous problem solving, then reference angle of this angle is here. This is alpha, and then this is a right triangle using the same hypotenuse as the radius of the unit circle. Then these are the coordinate that we are using. Then what is sine? Sine is with the y coordinate, and it's right there. Easy, simple answers are all on the unit circle. Okay. Then now we are finding tangent ratio with 5 pi over 4. So now this is a positive angle. So from the position 0, I have to go over 5 pieces of pi over 4. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I will draw my terminal side there, and original theta is from 0 all the way up to where the terminal side is. Then reference angle of that is in quadrant 3, and then now I can utilize this way of that alpha reference angle right there. Then I can utilize it, secures us to use this coordinate. And one more important information about the tangent in how can we get tangent? Tangent of an angle is sine of the angle over cosine of the angle. Then since we technically know the value of sine of the angle and cosine of the angle right here, all we have to do is tangent of the angle 5 pi over 4 is first the sine value, which is negative radical 2 over 2, all over cosine value negative radical 2 over 2. Here, this looks complicated. It is a complex fraction there, but this is simply saying same value on top and bottom. And then they have the same negative sign from both sides as well. So this is just simply +1. Exactly same value, same sign from the numerator and denominator will get you 1 as a simplified form. And that's it. Okay, how many problems left? Okay, we're almost there. Then now, this is cosecant 13 pi over 4, and this is big. But we can still find 13 pi over 4 here, okay? So that means we have to go through 13 pieces of pi over 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we already covered all 2 pi, but it's only 8. So now 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So now I have here, so it's gonna be all the way 1 circular and then 5 more, since fully 2 pi is 8 pieces of pi over 4, and then in order to make 13 pieces of pi over 4, I have to have 5 more of the pieces. Then now this is how you notate the angle from 0. But still, even if we went a lot further, then all we need is still we can find the reference angle of that. So the terminal side and nearest horizontal axis is there. So then this is the exact reference angle of that 13 pi over 4. Then it secures us that we can still utilize this coordinate there. And here cosecant is reciprocal of sine. Then what is the sine here? Sine of 13 pi over 4 is y value of that. It's negative radical 2 over 2, but it's cosecant. So now I will get the reciprocal by flipping it. So it's still negative, but it's 2 over radical 2. Then I examine the answer choices, but it's still not there. Then, just like we did earlier, it's gonna be multiplied by radical 2 top and bottom, and then it's still negative, and 2 radical 2 over. On the bottom, you multiply radical 2 and radical 2, it makes 2. Then you simplify 2 from top and bottom, and then it's just radical 2 there. It's minus. So its answer is there. Okay, then 2 more questions here. So then, now it's the same format that we had earlier here, but the restriction on the original angle of theta that we are finding is only between pi over 2 to 3 pi over 2, right? So then where is that? This is pi over 2, and then it only goes up to 3 pi over 2. So now only the left half of the unit circle is legit candidates for us to find. And as long as we find what angle in that green highlighted area that gets sine -1/2, which is the y coordinate, then it's good, right? So the first y coordinate is radical 3 over 2, so it's not. And the radical 2 over 2, it's not. It's a positive 1/2, it's not. And then it's a 0. And the first one is here. The y coordinate gets negative 1/2 is 7 pi over 6 right there. So that's the only answer choice for us to choose. And that's it. It's really simple. So the key is you have to be really fluent, competent, and you have full understanding on unit circle with how to utilize the coordinates and everything, okay? This is the last one, I think. Yeah, this is the last one. Oh, I forgot to erase, but we can just still utilize this annotation. Here, the original angle theta is given as 5 pi over 3. So probably we have to find where the 5 pi over 3 is here. So terminal side is at quadrant 4. And I can verify the reference angle alpha of the original angle theta is in quadrant 3. And then this is the purple upside down right triangle there, right? Then the coordinate that we are using is 1/2 comma negative radical 3 over 2. Then tangent again is sine value over cosine value. Another way saying is y coordinate over x coordinate. Y coordinate is what? Negative radical 3 over 2. So it's on top. And what's x coordinate? 1/2. It's on the bottom. And you notice the denominator from the numerator side and denominator side is the same. And this is simply dividing. So if we deal with the fraction division is you multiply both fraction, but you get the reciprocal of the second one only. Then if I do it, and I get to cancel the 2 top and bottom, and then it's simply negative radical 3. And that's the answer here. And that was the last one, okay?